Good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Hernandez, and I will be presenting today for Power and Energy Society. So as we wind down within these past 2 months for the semester, we only have 5 events left going in. We do want to give you guys enough time to take care of school as well as focus on finals later on, as well as the last exams for the semester. But we just want to space everything out very nicely to give you guys the time that you need to manage your schedule a little better while still being able to get involved. So for our spring 2021 officers, we have me, myself, Jonathan Hernandez, I'm the chair. We have our vice chair, Christiana Paulo, our secretary, Karen Bogush. We have our media director, Nina Lazaro, and we have our PES coordinator, Nas Khan. We currently do not have a resource manager, and we have our PES student council representative, Daniel Gonzalez, as well as our beloved junior officers, SJ and Laura Gali. So let's talk about Power and Energy Society. So for those of you who are not aware, Power and Energy Society, we are dedicated to introducing the field of power and energy to UTSA students while providing professional development, network opportunities, and community outreach. One of the things about UTSA is within the past, they haven't had a strong power curriculum besides that within electronic devices. So recently within the past course catalog, they have actually incorporated a few classes to concentrate within power. All typically leaning more towards devices, but they do have applications of power theory and things like that. So we hope to supplement that as well as offer people a way to express interest as well as pursue avenues in power and just kind of get some news as well as some opportunities within it. So as far as our topics, we do 3 main topics throughout the semester, and all our workshops or events will center around one of these 3. So we have power as it affects our world, which is basically power, the power generation methods, where we're going in the future, and how sustainable are our power generation methods for the future. And that's more of the green type save the earth part of Power and Energy Society. It's a little less technical. And then we have power management. So power management is the micro scale of devices and power electronics, as well as the macro scale of how do we get power to homes, what is 3-phase power, what are stators, what are rotors, let's say step up, step down transformer, and things like that. And then we have reprogramming in power, which is basically for prototyping devices for the monitoring or management of power, as well as to help people understand just a little bit of how the power and energy sector can be automated in the future to check for demands, as well as to use new technology for these applications. So our upcoming events we have in March, our officers sign up was actually put on this slide. We're actually sending out the slides just to make sure that everyone has access to them. And so the officers sign up is active for anyone who wants to run for an officer position in the future. We hope that everything will be in person soon, and hopefully COVID will calm down come the fall semester, but this is for officers to, in summer, start helping plan for the upcoming year, as well as in fall and spring is when the officers will actively run the organization. So if you're scared to run, or if this is something that you're unsure of, then come on and talk to us. Hopefully we can ease your fears a little bit, but this is just a general consensus of us finding out, okay, who wants to be an officer within Power and Energy Society, and let's go on and find out a little bit more about you. So if you want to sign up, we will have that later on in the PowerPoint. We also have our soldering workshop sign up. So in this, taking feedback from last semesters, I will actually go on and release a video prior to showing the basics of soldering, some of the safety hazards that come along with it, and some things that you'll need. We will also, just as last semester, we will provide all the necessary objects for the workshop that we'll do, and it will be conducted via Zoom. People will have the option to do parts pickup, and that will be on campus at certain days that you will select, but you will fill out the interest form as well as a waiver of liability, just to make sure that everyone is good on both ends. So on the 25th, we will have our power conversion workshop at 7 p.m. and that will be me and Karen taking care of that. And what we will be talking about during then is actually power conversion on a small scale for devices, in what components that we use, whether it be a diode, relays, half bridge rectifiers, full bridge rectifiers, things like that. Even talking about integrator and differentiator circuits. So if you guys want to talk about that or learn about that, you guys should definitely come down. We're also going to talk about the macro applications of how transformers work and just a little bit of the equations behind it. So if you have gone through your major, you have done all the theory, then come hang out with us and let's talk a little bit more about the theory and hopefully get some of the dots to connect. In April, we will have our microcontrollers workshop, and that will be over prototyping. And then we will have our THT/SMD soldering workshop, which we will do at 6:30. And just to make sure everyone who wants to join in that one, please sign up in advance. The sheet will be shared later on within the slide, or you can sign up on the Discord itself. And then for the remainder of the events, we will actually have on the 22nd, our last general meeting, where we will have Andres Tapia, who can speak over the FE exam, PE exam, IEEE standards, as well as his professional journey just coming through, considering he is UTSA alumni as well. So, and then the 22nd, that same day at our general meeting, we will post the PES officer election results, and we will actively get everyone who has been selected, recruited, and get them all the information that they need, whether it be the Google Drive or any information relating to things that we'll have to do over the summer to plan for the upcoming semester. So our spring events. So as far as our spring events, we have already taken care of the grid implementation seminar. If you have not seen the first one, we got that one edited and put up. And that one is basically talking about generating power, a distribution overview, and the effects of each power generation method. Some cool things that are in there that are talked about are how solar panels actually work and how a photovoltaic cell works. So even though we grow up seeing these all the time, one of the things is it explains kind of how it works from a semiconductor point of view. And then later on in the PowerPoint, we talk about the Seebeck effect and the Peltier effect, which are two very interesting effects that if you have not checked out or heard of, you should definitely look into. And then the second one, efficiency, resiliency, and setup. We have not posted the second one yet. We actively still need to edit the video for it to get it posted to YouTube, but we hope to get that soon. There is an accompanying PDF with the first grid implementation seminar for you guys if you want to follow along or just have something physical within your hands. Then as far as our technical workshop, it is going to be the one on the 25th. We're going to talk about transformers, buck converters, PDBs, and components, basically talking about power conversion in smaller devices as well as in a macro scale. Our microcontrollers, and then THT, which is through the hole soldering with perf board. And then we have SMD soldering, which is surface mount device soldering. And it is typically on like you'll see the small circuits on boards, and they're kind of just mounted on the surface, and they're soldered in place on two ends on one side of a board. Then that's surface mount soldering. So as far as our membership, so Power and Energy Society has never had any local dues ever since we were reestablished within 2020 in April. And we encourage national membership though. One of the nice things is that you can utilize the internship portals that they have, some of the resources that Power and Energy Society and IEEE both have together, where you can find opportunities in internships, careers, or even events around you and view tools, just to get involved with your community or network with those around you. One of the things that's nice about PES is we will always accept members' right, which is an opportunity to help shape Power and Energy Society from suggestions for our members. And anyone who joins Power and Energy Society, which although we have no dues, if you sign up on the Google form, we will actively reach out to you guys to let you guys know about the things that we have going on, whether it be our workshops, where we provide free parts to you, or any other things. So we have the sign up for the soldering workshop right here. And then we have our PES officer sign up. So for the soldering workshop, please make sure to fill that out as soon as possible so that you get the maximum amount of note parts pickup dates available to you that can work for your schedule. And then for the PES officer sign up, if you have remotely any interest in signing up or being an officer, we are structuring our officers' tasks in our semester to be given to them well in advance of the semester so that they know what they should expect and have their tasks well in advance. And we do not deviate very far from what we decide at the beginning of the semester. So if you're afraid of doing things within the semester, don't worry, because we give you the schedule well in advance so that you can, one, work on them, ask questions, as well as, gain some experience within leadership for this. So as far as our smart grid microgrid project, so one of the things is because we've had a little bit of a letdown with everything being the way it is with COVID and everything like that, we're just continuing to repeat phase 1 and phase 2 until we can actually get in person and have a safer environment for everyone to be in. Liability is a thing, and we preferably do not want to be sued. That would be nice, or be responsible for anyone's physical, mental, or health-wise, any damage that would come from that. So we're continuing to do a rotation of phase 1 and phase 2. So phase 1 was at the beginning of the semester where we did our grid implementation seminars. For those of you that haven't taken advantage of those, I recommend that you take a look at them, even just to scratch that off your list to say, I've tried this, because when we're in college and doing things like this, we want to look into every opportunity that we have, or look into every interest that we could while we're, still growing in our field and our major, so that we can, in the future find out, maybe I want to go into this, or help shape you in some way. So the next thing we got is phase 2, which is the components, fabrication, and programming workshops. So the components one is going to be part of our workshop on power conversion, transformers, buck converters, and PDBs. Then we have fabrication, to where if we do get enough interest, we might look into actually doing something to where we will fabricate these things together within the soldering tutorial that we have in the workshop, just so that we can give you some examples. You guys can hook them up yourselves and kind of see how these components work together themselves. Then the programming workshop will lean more towards a microcontroller, because we have online simulations using Tinkercad, as well as, for those of you who are on campus, we can do something with a parts checkout. So then we have phase 3, which is going to happen whenever we get back on campus, and it'll be to assemble teams and assign requirements, and phase 4, which is our testing. So one of the things that we might get going in the future, but we do need to gain enough interest for it first, is over this semester and summer semester, we will go on and start an open source project for you guys to be able to have all the directions to it first. Those of you that want to join a team, you're more than welcome to take this open source project and all the instructions, all the directions that have already been made for you. And you can either put it together yourselves as a resume builder, or to work in a team, get some experience. Or you can take this project, make it better, look at ways that you can make it more efficient, look at ways that you can cut costs, look at ways that you can redesign it to make it even better. So those are the 2 avenues that you can take. But if we do get enough interest, or if we do have enough critical mass from our members, then we will actually go on and pursue those. But currently those are just being made for now. So the officer team that will be in the next academic year will likely release something for that in the future. So our social media accounts. So if you are not on our Discord already, please go on and join Power and Energy Society. We use that as our main vein of communication, as well as follow us on Instagram, because we do also post meeting reminders, as well as general meeting links inside our Instagram bio. And if you ever want to check out our YouTube, it is PES UTSA Student Branch, where you can find our previous videos, as well as any workshops that we have. We did cut down on the videos from last semester, because what we found is that we wanted to replace them and increase the quality of them, as it was our first semester up and running. So we do appreciate you guys. We look forward to seeing you guys in our upcoming workshops. If you have any questions, feel free to email us or to reach out, and we'll talk to you guys soon.